Welcome to episode 45 of Pineapples and Thorns. I'm Kat, and with me tonight is Peter.
3 stars for the good guys. Hello,
How are
Kat.
you?
How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you this weekend?
Good. Been busy, but
Yeah,
having fun.
excellent. And not too cold out there.
We were minus, but only 1 degree or 2 degrees or whatever. Summertime for you guys.
Yeah, we're in hovering right around freezing, so it's shorts weather out there. So everyone's complaining about how warm it is. You know,
when did that change? The last I heard, you were like minus 400.
That was like yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Yeah.
Today is a different day, so therefore it's like plus temperatures. Everything's melting.
Dress for all seasons.
Exactly. You want to take us into some CFF news?
I want to start right away with our SCWL results. Starting right down at the very bottom with too many twos. Kat, you spun us again. All town, all twos. We finished second. Unbelievably, we finished second in Bronze League 2. We actually ended up with 95 stars. I was totally shocked. This is a 15v15. We ended up with 95 stars. The winner of the whole thing only had 100. Like it was a participation promotion, I think. I think you had a triple, didn't you?
I did. I'm so excited.
We ended up hitting a lot of Town Hall 6s and stuff. But, I mean, you can get a star. It's hard to get the triple.
No. And a lot of these ones that we came up against, they had walls. Even the low walls, when you're a Town Hall 2, you have nothing to break them with.
Nothing.
Even though if you take wall breakers in your CC, it's not guaranteed to get you through.
Oh, yeah, because they'd be limited by your level,
Exactly. And anything that shoots out at them just picks them off right away.
Yeah, Giants aren't so tanky at Town Hall 2. One of these days, I'm going to get that Town Hall 2 versus Town Hall 2 thing organized, and then it will have some real challenge. Then it'll be fun. Challenging, but fun.
Okay.
So then moving up from there, I think we need to talk about, Dark Allegiance. So we ran a 30v30 there. It's kind of all the leftover accounts from the rated and everywhere else. So Town Hall 12s and down. We finished 4th in Gold League 2, which was pretty good because we ended up with at least 1 or 2 Town Hall 15s against us every war. Raz had to put some non-playing accounts in again. But we still managed, like I said, to finish 4th, like in the middle of the pack.
Amazing.
Yep. And I think it was fun. I mean, really, we're doing that again for raid medals because, it's impossible to get them on Town Hall 9s and etc. anywhere else. So that's been great. I hope he doesn't mind running that for us. Yeah, it's good. And then moving right on up to the rated. First, I'm going to say shout out to Insom. I think he filled just about every CC this month. Maybe except for the first one. But those guys finished first in Crystal League number 1. So congratulations. Again, mixed breakdown, 15s, 14s, 13s, just everybody that's just farming accounts. Yeah, so that's great. Where else? Oh, I played in Phoenix Reloaded, and so did you. We're both playing Town Hall 13s. Oh, we never talked about that. You were going to promote Kit. Yeah, you were going to promote Kit to Town Hall 14. Did you ever do that?
No, I've decided to wait till January because I want to get more done on my 15s first.
Oh, good. I have about 80 walls left. I might be able to get those done by, middle January anyway. So, of course, last month, Red Thorn promoted to Champs 3, so we had to split the group into 2 clans. So we ran some of us at TGF, and this one we just did a volunteer, like, where do you want to play, RT or TGF? And we kind of said, RT is going to be a little more intense, and TGF will be, a little less intense. We had lots of people sign up, so we split into 2 groups of 15. I did a schedule again, so 21 people per clan ran the schedule. We had some missed hits. TGF managed to hold on to Masters League 1. We finished 5th there.
Nice.
I think we had about 15 missed or 15 1 stars, which is, not bad, not great. But if we managed to get the 2-star on those, that would have put us in 2nd place. So, 2 stars really can win wars. And then the really big news is RT promoted to Champs 2, which is very exciting.
Very exciting. Everybody was I think we were all a little shocked when it looked like we were going to be up there and actually have a chance to promote. So it kind of took us all by surprise because it wasn't what we were planning on or expecting, but we'll take it.
It's got to be a little bit because our guys, have built their defenses more quickly. I think our defenses held up pretty well too.
Yeah.
So next month is going to be a real challenge. I've asked for Vodka Soda's help. He's going to try and handpick some people that will help us stay in Champs 2. Or maybe
Excellent.
Lightning will strike twice and we'll end up as Champs 1 clan. But now that I said that, it
man.
won't happen.
You jinxed
So
us.
good old SCWL week is done for another month.
Thank goodness. Yay.
Thank goodness. So, CFF news, Majorian Army won their 800th win. So congratulations to those guys, especially MB.
Right.
It took them a long time to get 799. We were all waiting with bated breath to be able to move over and play. It looked like SCWL might interfere, but then they got their 799, and then we were able to win the 800 right away. So that's really, really great for those guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's a huge accomplishment. Kudos to them.
Yeah, exactly. Now, CFF is running a contest. Kat, you and Fox have been kind of working on this behind the scenes before it got released. So I wonder if you would just talk about it a little bit.
Sure. It's we called it the Ho Ho Holiday Giveaway. And it's 4 weeks of giveaways. And each week you can win a prize. So tomorrow, Fox will be drawing for 1 month of Discord Nitro. And the following weeks, there's other prizes coming along. There's some limited edition Clash of Clans pins, a couple of Supercell figures, and a gold pass. And how it works is it's based on, you earn points based on participation activity in the server, in the CFF server. So when you join the server, make sure you've got the giveaway role, because that bot automatically keeps track of how active you are, and you can win some great prizes.
This explains why everyone is throwing snowballs at me all the time.
Exactly. It doesn't take much. Just, every day get on there. Fox has set up a bunch of fun little bots to enhance things, like you collect gifts and you can get coal in your stocking and throw snowballs at each other. It's just fun.
It's a busy time of the year for lots of people, so hopefully that's easy enough for everyone just to jump on a little extra, just say hello and post some pictures and win some cool prizes.
Your chance.
Some of which are coming out of your Reddit gift box, right?
And I had a previous box as well that came with the pin, so I decided to share the wealth a little bit and put these up as prizes, and happy to do so.
Fantastic. Really cool. Also, Trample Damage is running or did he already run? Go ahead. You were in it. I didn't.
Oh. It should just about be over, if not already over. And both Bad Stag Gaming and Carl on C2J Gaming were streaming the war today, so it's a little bit harder than you think to get a high percentage 1-star, even though we do it every day in Legends. I accidentally 2-starred Carl's base. It's just like, it's muscle memory, right? I was going in, and then I went and froze the town hall, and it gave me a 2-star, so it cost me the 1-star. So I was quite upset about that, but I think there was also a dip on one side and a couple of other 2-stars, so I didn't feel so terrible.
All I can say is, Kat, you're just too OP for your own good. I purposely did not enter in that. I felt if I got 1-star, I would be on a path to more 1-stars. I thought that was bad
I'm on
karma.
a roll.
So.
Yeah, I'm on a roll. Look at all the 1-stars I'm getting.
That's not true. I would have participated. Busy weekend for me.
So I'll dive a little bit into the Clashmas update, which is hopefully possibly tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
So I've heard a rumor. Every year, Clash of Clans Supercell gives us a bunch of little goodies during Clashmas. So what they've talked about this year is normally, like, they'll put in the trader post gifts that you can get, right? But if you remember at Clash Anniversary, they did this little, every day you did a challenge, and you worked your way up this ladder to get the biggest reward, quote unquote, a shovel, at the end of it. And so it looks like that's what they're going to do for Clashmas as well, is have an activity, a challenge every day that you have to do in order to get your reward. I'm not sure if they're still going to do the one in the Trader Post. There was no talk about that at all in any of the previews, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, those are just like free things, right? You just jump in and grab your
Yeah.
2 million gold or whatever it will be per day. Yes.
Yeah, and they come up with some crazy challenges. And so I would also expect perhaps a new holiday scenery and maybe, I don't know, a new skin or two.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they may even make those old ones available again for purchase
Right.
for those
Right.
people who've missed out on them. And another thing to expect is, and this is kind of good for those of us who like to redecorate our bases, the shovel of obstacles. Once you activate it on something, you can keep using it permanently to move. So, like, you take one of your Christmas trees and you put it somewhere, and that's not working. You want to redecorate. You can just pick up that tree again, and a couple of days later, and move it somewhere else.
And I heard when Christmas is over, you can tuck them away without losing them. So it's like any of
Yes.
those other special obstacles. So that is a really good quality of life change for those shovels.
Yeah, I agree. Makes me want to collect more, so I can really do some fun stuff with my base. And let's see, they are going to give us a new Super Troop, Super Miner,
Yes.
available at Town Hall 13. I know I personally am quite excited about it. It targets anything like a regular miner. This one is 24 housing space, so the regular miner is 6. So it's a big investment, but when it dies, it leaves a bomb that explodes and does 1,800 damage at Town Hall 15 max level. So kind of like those electric P.E.K.K.A.s on the builder base that they explode once they die, right? And they're in clan capital as well.
The other thing I heard is they're going to start doing damage, but then the damage will ramp up as they go. So that's a really neat feature for them too. So I think that 24 housing space is kind of reasonable for the power they're going to have.
I'm just wondering if that will make hybrid a little bit more viable.
Yeah, I mean, Queen Charge, right? We're talking still Queen Charge hybrid?
Yeah. Or maybe there'll be a new variation that comes up, Someone will come up with
I still
maybe
find Queen
Michigan.
Charging into the town hall, especially with the monolith around. It's a challenge.
And we'll get the Santa spell. I know you were particularly looking forward to that, Peter.
Yeah, every year I kind of think, oh, this is going to work, right? It's kind of like a lightning spell. You get some damage in an area, and it's never it seems more random than the lightning spell. I never can make it work, so I just always give up on it.
Well, and you can't keep the presents that it drops, right? As soon as you touch them, they go poof and they give you elixir. But what if you wanted to keep some little gifts on the edge of your base, right?
Right.
You should be able to take a shovel and move the presents around.
And put them under your trees.
Yes. So another thing is we'll probably get a special obstacle in addition to the Christmas tree. I thought I had seen something about in one of the videos. They had a picture of the obstacle along with a tree, but I couldn't find the image. So I'm not sure what it's going to be, but
I saw that when Itsu was talking about the shovel new abilities. He said, and here is the new tree. And, it's a white tree. Maybe, I think you said had lollipops on it. I couldn't quite see what they were, but a little Santa hat on top of it. It looks good.
Yeah,
it looks good.
I think it's a nice tree this year. And another thing, I think Carl is going to be really excited about this. The special Clashmas troop, the Ram Rider, 12 housing space, targets defenses and smashes walls on the way. Basically acts like a hog rider on steroids. And it's available for Town Hall 7 up. So.
And 12 housing space isn't crazy, right? If they were talking about the miner being 24, that'll get you twice as many Ram Riders. So maybe a Ram Rider hog army.
Is this going to be the new Royal Ghost for Town Hall 15?
We can only hope.
I'm tempted. Like, of course, I'm going to try it and see what it can do. Maybe a Queen Charge Ram Rider attack.
Yes, we'll be able to give an update on the next episode after we play with it for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And we're getting more Goblin map levels, so it's always nice when you're upgrading to get that extra loot. If you have a shield or something, you can go do a few of those and clear them off and get some loot.
And I heard there's, I think, 50 new levels. So they've been working on this for a little while, I would think.
Mm-hmm. Let's jump to the balance changes.
So, incoming is a monolith reduction. So instead of doing 15% initial or a maximum hit point damage to the let's say hero, it will only be
Mhm.
13% now. I think this is subtly different. I know the pros are complaining that it didn't need a nerf and blah blah blah, but I think us regular Joes will appreciate this. Maybe it
Yeah.
will make that queen charge a little more viable for us. And then the second thing is this poison spell tower, which I greatly fear. I'm still doing super archer blimp, clone blimp, whatever we call that thing. And
Hmm.
instead of the attack speed reduction from as 35%, it will be reduced to only 25%. You know, that sounds like not very much, 10%, but I think it will be significant. Um, I'm always cognizant that if the poison towers are there, I need to kind of clone away from them. So I sometimes get myself in trouble. I can't invis all my super archers if I clone them too far away, but maybe I won't be so
Yeah.
fearful now because they'll still be able to get the town hall down in time.
Yeah. And I mean,
What
if
else?
you get caught in that spell tower poison, it's as bad as the Giga poison.
100%.
Like everything just goes
100%.
poof and your raid is in trouble.
What do you think Supercell can do for us for extra for the Christmas update?
I don't know. I'm pretty reasonably happy with how things are going for 15 right now. The new Super Troop, I think, is going to be good. I know they don't want to give us too much all at once. I'm a little surprised that they didn't mention anything about some more walls because usually with every update, they usually give us like 50 walls here, 50 walls there. But yeah, I think as far as I know, most people except Ace are still working on walls. So
Yeah, I think I hit
bring.
Ace's base in whatever that last friendly war we did was. Where was that? Moving on. Clan Capital is getting a new level,
Mhm.
and it's called Skeleton Park. And of
Yeah.
course, Skeleton Park means we're getting some new defenses. The first one being something called a reflector. I don't get me wrong. I don't really love Clan Capital. I'm not as engaged in it maybe as I should be. It's a little more busy work than I'm able to put in right now. But I'm really excited that Supercell is creating these new things, playtesting them in a place that doesn't really affect my main village too much. So the reflector, and I'm
Hmm.
going to pull up this thing. When you attack it, it attacks back. Now it's not a 1-for-1, so the reflector will damage the troops back. Now, Itsu said, don't be too worried about this. One archer attacks, it won't wipe that one archer out instantly. It'll just do some damage back to that super archer, just
Hmm.
as an example. Excuse me, sneaky archer. So that's exciting. I think that's a great idea. It's more like I always thought the troops should behave anyway. If something attacks you, you should attack it back, right? It's not just
Hmm.
you're just going to take it. So that's cool. Then the
Right.
other new defense is the mini minion hive. I didn't get to see the gameplay on this one, but it seems to me that it is going to be releasing minions, which will act as distracting troops. And I assume this is to counteract like super dragons or the battle, not the battle blimp. What's that big blimp called? The fortress. The fortress.
The Flying Fortress. Yeah.
Right. So that's really interesting. Couple new defenses. Then on offense, they're going to give us something called the graveyard spell. Did you get to watch this?
Yeah. And again, I've used it in Clash Royale and it's
Okay,
pretty,
you've
pretty
seen it.
strong. Yeah.
So this one, every time one of or three housing space worth of troops die, a single housing space of skeletons or air skeletons will be spawned, depending on what kind of troop dies. So I see lots of advantages here, right? As a distraction tool, you could place the spell. Of course, it's capital, so you can place the spell wherever you like. You can place it
Hmm.
over something you want to distract, and just let your troops run in. And then, of course, this high damage targeting thing will be distracted. I think it looks really very clever. But now you tell me that they'd already thought of it, so now I'm a little disappointed again.
They all intertwine.
And then last, and again, something they already have for us is Inferno Babies will be introduced to the
Hmm.
clan capital. And I assume, again, once you unlock a high enough level in the Skeleton Park, I think it'll be one of the barracks, and we'll have to work our
Yeah.
way up through those levels. So
Yeah.
that's fun. More for the clan capital, they're introducing a league, much like our SCWL leagues. So each weekend, oh, it may not be every weekend, but each weekend we're going to earn trophies, and that will put us in a ranking. I think this is kind of countering, the win trading we've heard about for the max bases, where the guys just put up their weakest base,
Hmm.
or they take the first defense and then they put up their weakest base. I think there will be more now averaging of all your offensive attacks, and then all the defensive attacks, or all the defenses you make, to give you a trophy count, and then we'll slowly move up again through a ladder.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it will give me more interest, or maybe it'll give the co-leaders more interest in kind of, helping people, or encouraging people to, get
Put
those
some
capital
thought.
attacks in and do as best they can. Yeah. What do you use to attack now in clan capital?
It depends. Like I like using the electro pekkas with some sneaky archers, and just pick off some trash buildings with the archers, and then send the pekkas in under rage to take out like a really heavy
Yeah,
hitting
some tough
defense, like
defense.
that
Yeah,
blast bow or something. Sometimes just for fun, I'll use the mountain golem because he's just a lot of fun to play with.
that one has, I think, the best animation. Right? I mean, he just chuggles along. Yep,
You go get a cup of
super.
coffee, come back, he's still walking across the base.
I am using super dragons with rocket loons and the, I forget what it's called, skeleton balloon, something like that. It's fun.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of a drop it and watch. Well, not necessarily. I wait a little bit for the rocket loons, but then those skeletons kind of clear off the rest. It's good. It's fun.
It's
Now,
fun
I
to play with
also
different
heard,
comps, right?
yes, because I usually I just take the sneaky archers and,
Hmm.
1, 2, 3, and I played for the whole 3 minutes. But I've been feeling like I don't have enough time. And speaking of which, I have like, probably 4 accounts that I still need to do raid weekend stuff on tonight. So,
Oh no.
but I feel like, yes, well, just, I don't know. It was a busy weekend again. I heard for the clan capital, we're also in the main village, the top village, the
Hmm.
actual clan capital. All those little houses, we're going to be able to claim them and then decorate them the way we want, based on our donated elixir, or capital gold. So that's a little fun.
Yeah,
I mean, at least you'll have like some personalization. Feel like you've contributed somehow.
that does sound like a lot of fun, and I think it'll sort of encourage people to donate to the capital levels a lot more if they know that they can do something fun like that. I mean, it'll
Yeah.
probably appeal to some people and not to others, but
But sadly, anyone who is at Town Hall 15 doesn't have any builders free to generate capital gold. But carry on. Yeah.
not yet. I was going to say, for someone like Magnus who's deeply involved in Everdale, I think he'll really enjoy decorating a little house there.
Did you not hear that they canceled Everdale?
I don't play it, so I think
I think they
Magnus
said they're not going
is
to
very
support it
sad.
anymore. I think it's done. Yep. Poison Lizard. They're going to give a little buff to his or her. I'm not sure if Poison Lizard's a he or a she.
Hmm.
Anyway, they're going to give a buff to their radius of where they can see another troop or a hero by half a tile.
Okay.
My Poison Lizard is not high enough level to be used yet, so I am looking forward to not knowing the change. Have you used Poison Lizard at all?
No, I've been using Diggy and Frosty and occasionally the Phoenix when I have Diggy down upgrading
What level is your Phoenix now?
too.
And works on 2? Does the job?
Well, it's a pet to have on
Okay,
one of my troops while Diggy is upgrading. So I've kind of not been using the old Town Hall 14 pets other than the unicorn. And I
right.
still use the owl on the warden. I still love having the owl on the warden.
Agreed, 100%. And what would you think if, now that we have Town Hall 15 pets, let's call the new guys, what would you think if
Hmm.
we could give 5 more levels to the original pets, just to kind of buff their abilities? Maybe not for Town Hall 14, but for the Town Hall 15 guys, to make the choices a little harder.
I think that would be a really kind of a neat idea because right now it's everybody's, well, the new pets are so much stronger even at level
Hmm.
1 than the old pets. Well, so it's prohibiting people from maybe trying some comps that might turn out to be really good if that old pet just had that, maybe, like you say, those 5 extra levels. Lassie or the owl with another 5 levels. The
Somebody
yak.
was saying the yak and the king is still their favorite because the yak will just punch through the wall and give the king access.
Mm-hmm.
So just a little more hit points for the yak to let it survive a little longer might be really, really powerful at Town Hall 15. We'll see.
Yeah.
They're going to have to give us something later on once they give us all those walls to do.
Yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if that actually happens. I think that's a prediction from Peter.
Write it down, December 11th. Okay, and the last thing, well, there's nothing to report here, but we know that there's a builder base revamp coming. They basically said it will be spring before we see any of that, and maybe longer. They're just
Yeah.
they're revamping it completely. So
I don't think anybody's in a rush for more builder-based stuff, so they can let that sit for a while.
yeah, I
Couple
know
of years.
J5's working on it on a couple of his accounts. He really, really wants that 6 builder. So there's people
Mm-hmm.
that still have interest, but not anybody at max.
Yeah, but once you have the 6 builder and your gem mine is maxed, there's really no purpose to it.
Except for that good old gem mine. Love that gem mine.
Gem mine, just they can move it over to the main village, and
There you go.
then,
Don't
like you
even
say,
need a
then
shovel.
you don't even need a shovel to do that. And
And then
was
I
that
think
it
the
for?
last,
Oh,
no, I think there's one more thing. And this one, I still don't really understand what they're telling us. So I'm just going to read it and then we can talk about
okay.
it. But they're going to
Okay.
decrease the movement of underground units by 30% when walking above ground. So the one example they gave is like miners in a defensive CC don't go underground, they just walk across the ground. Now, I don't think I've actually ever seen miners in a defensive CC.
I did
So
once.
I'm not okay. So someone
Not
forgot to
at
turn
Town Hall
off like
15. Yeah.
right. Okay. But of
Yeah.
course, the concern is that for Diggy, right? Because or for any of them, they come to the surface, but what is that? What does that really do for them? I'm not sure what this means.
Yeah. It was really not very clear. Like, so when miners come up, they don't walk per se. They just kind of stand there and they hammer away with their shovels on whatever's in front of them. And same with like Diggy. And would that
And the
also affect the drill?
but the drill is just like those, right? It pops up, does its
Yeah.
attack, and then dives back under. I don't know.
It doesn't make sense to me, because once they come up from the ground, then they're not walking, they're just kind of standing, doing their thing. But yeah, you're right. It's if they were happened to be in a defensive CC and walked out, but I can't think, other than miners for defensively, what else would go underground? Nothing
Yeah.
that I can
So
think
maybe
of.
it's something that's coming. They haven't kind of revealed to us still.
Yeah, but
They're
yeah.
planning for the future.
Okay. One of the biggest changes that they're going to bring, and this is, I think, about time, and something
Mm.
that people have been asking for ages, some changes to the Supercell ID. You will be allowed to change your Supercell ID email address in-game in the settings. You'll need to enter a code that gets sent to your existing email address to do so. And account theft and phishing has been a huge issue in the past. We know people who've experienced it personally.
Yeah.
And I know the communities have been screaming about it. And the guys over in the Reddit forum have been trying to keep the issue front and center, so kudos to them. They're bringing in a 2-factor authentication system to defend against it. So when you enable this feature, it allows you to safeguard your account from being recovered or phished by malicious parties, is what their announcement said. And how the account protection feature secures your account is by requiring anyone trying to log in or recover your account to provide codes that only you can receive to your phone. So if you log into a new device, it's like any 2-factor authentication thing. They send you a code and you have to enter that. And they'll be rolling this out in limited regions at first to ensure that it's functioning properly. So hopefully we'll see it everywhere pretty soon.
Thank goodness, really, because I heard
Mm-hmm.
again just recently somebody got their accounts hacked and stolen. It
Oh,
just shouldn't happen. It's such a. Can you imagine losing your main account now? I would
oh,
cry.
it would be devastating.
Yeah,
Just the amount of work that you put into it. And, we know people in Redthorn that it's happened to. They watch their account leave the clan, and that's not me on there. It's somebody else. And devastating for them.
And as leaders, now, how do you ever trust, right? It's so hard. Somebody leaves
Hmm.
and then they come right back. It's like, are you really you? It's terrible. Don't know. You
Yeah.
don't know. Do
Here
you
we
ever
have a
listen to
question
the
of the day.
noises of the various things on your base, i.e., the Halloween decoration or the pets?
Yes,
So, do you even
I
play
do
with the
it.
sound on?
I do. And that's what kind of prompted me today. I was like looking at things on my base. And I was like, oh, what sound does this make? Because I accidentally touched one of the pets and it made some kind of weird noise. And so then I was going around my base, touching all the different obstacles and pets and what sounds they make. Because, it's obviously sometimes if I'm around other people, I might not have the sound up. So I miss hearing some of these things. It was
Yes.
just, it was just another thing that occurred to me that do you actually listen to the sounds that some of these things make? Because some of them are pretty hilarious.
So, if
Like that
there's little
pumpkin.
kids around, yeah, if there's little kids around, I will always make the Barbarian King roar. Zoom in
Oh
on them
yeah,
and say, "Hey, poke that guy," and then he roars at them. So that's always a fun thing. So I know about a couple of them, but I'm dying to hear
yeah.
which one you might have poked to make a funny noise today.
Oh, let's see. Well, I mean, there's the pumpkin one that it makes that weird like owl. And then there's some of the new pets do make interesting noises. The phoenix. I'm
My
not going to
Phoenix is
imitate
being
that.
upgraded on both accounts, so
Well, once it's upgraded, you'll have to see what sound
I
it
have
makes.
to give it a go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. On that note, let's dive into the top 5 foods that we'd like to eat during the holidays. What's your number 5,
Ready.
Peter?
My number 5 is Christmas cake. Um, you know, I don't make it myself. It's one of those things you kind of have to buy from the store. You can't rely on someone to give it to you because you don't know how many times it's been regifted. But I like that marzipan icing. It's a little bit reminder of Christmas.
Okay,
How
you're
about yours?
probably the only person I've ever met who actually said that they like to eat that. And I'm really not sure how they still sell it in the stores. I don't know anybody who buys it. Oh gosh. My number 5 is like cheese and cracker, like on those trays that you get with the different types of like little meats and cheese and pickles. And
That's a
I think
Christmas
that's
thing.
for me.
My wife eats that all the time. Anytime she goes to a party, she makes up a charcuterie board and takes it with her. That's her thing.
It's a special
I
treat.
right. I
What's your
like
number 4?
peppermint candy canes. The super
Uh-huh.
minty ones. Yep. I don't love the. There's now like fruity flavored candy canes. I need that
Mhm.
hot mint one.
I like number 4 is shortbread cookies. Those are, the melt in your mouth kind of ones. And then you can get, my mom would always make the ones with the maraschino cherries.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So that's my number 4. What's your
So
number
we
3?
made a batch of those today because, of course, holiday party season has started around here. So we made a batch of those
Mm-hmm.
today. Jan's mom, who passed away, maybe 10 years ago, she had a recipe and it was always about whipping the butter. So the mixer was
Mm-hmm.
out today, whipping butter. Of course, I wasn't home. Thank goodness. I was out driving somewhere. But there was a batch of cookies when I got home. So I'm going to
So
make
that's your number
shortbread
3.
cookies my number 2. Yes.
Oh, that's your number 3. Okay. My number 3 is special mashed potatoes that only get made at Christmas. It's like, I know you're going to say that, well, mashed potatoes you can have every day, but there's a special type that my mom makes that we only have at Christmas. So that's my number 3. What's your number 2?
Okay, tell me more about these mashed potatoes. What
Well,
makes them
there's,
Christmas special?
well, because she only makes them at Christmas, but there's cream cheese in
It's the
them, and
limited edition mashed
yeah,
potatoes. I understand. Okay.
they're limited editions.
I know I've used this one before, but candy cane ice cream, I forget the actual term for it, but it only seems to release in the grocery stores around this time of year, kind of after American Thanksgiving and up to Christmas. That's a nice treat.
Okay. My number 2 is cranberry sauce because you only eat it during the holidays, right? It's not something that you normally
Yeah,
you would
not
have.
something you carry around, right?
Yeah. That's your number 1.
And I'm going to go with good old eggnog. I can't have very much, but it's tasty. One of those
Yeah.
acquired tastes.
I have never tried eggnog.
It's like thick milk.
Ew. Okay. People must like it. I don't know. I guess, would you add rum to it or something?
You sure can. You
Okay.
sure can. Don't use too high a proof though, because it'll curdle the eggnog. Then that's
Okay.
just gross. Okay,
All right. Oh, I might have to try eggnog this year.
there you
And
go.
then
Good.
my number one is turkey because you always have turkey at the
I
holidays. I know
always
some
have
people
turkey.
have prime rib, so turkey's my number one. So that's it for that. Do you have any shout outs tonight,
I
Peter?
sure do. I have a laundry list of shout outs. First off,
Okay.
to MB67 for wrestling all the people together to get the 800 done. I think she sent out about 5 messages to everybody on her list for the 800 to say, oh, we didn't quite make it. We're going to try again next week. And oh boy, poor girl. That one must have been a real battle for her. And to, guys like E4 and MB that organize SCWL, I don't know what happened this month, but it was a real chore for me. So, God bless you guys for doing SCWL every month in your clans. Thanks very much. Also, because of SCWL, I was actually going to we had an extra person somehow. I was going to take Zarch to Noble Hero. They had a couple people leave, so they were looking for some Town Hall 15s just to boost things, and I was going to go, and then I don't know what happened. Oh, retention of clanmates. That is what happened, so I had to bail on Queen JJB, so sorry about that, JJ. I know you said you understood, but I can say sorry again. Just couldn't keep it together. And then to Queen JJB and Brew, we went to Philadelphia a week ago now. We went down to Atlantic City and saw Jim Gaffigan. So had a nice weekend with those guys, shared some laughs, shared a charcuterie board because that's just my wife's favorite thing to do.
Awesome.
And then this weekend, I would like one more shout out to Miss P and Miss P's boyfriend. He was celebrating a birthday, so we got to golf in the Dome in Buffalo. It was a lot of fun. And golfing in the Dome is a lot better than golfing outside in December. And that's it. Okay, there's my list.
Are you sure? That's it? Okay.
Oh, I guess we better say thanks to Carl, too.
Okay.
You're going to thank Carl. You go ahead.
All right. My shout-outs are Morgan for coming back to play in Redthorn. He took a break, and he's back playing again, so I'm glad to see him back. And a big shout-out to Carl for agreeing to do our podcast editing while Mama Sids is away for the entire month of December on a well-earned vacation. So thank you very much, Carl. And that's it. Thank you, everybody, for listening. The CFF is a family of clans in games such as Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and many of the other Supercell games. We love to provide content via podcasts and other media. You can visit the Clash Files Discord to apply to any of our clans or to support our pods and events. As always, please send us your comments, ideas, and questions on Twitter at RedthornCOC or join the Clash Files Discord at discord.gg/ClashFiles.